41 Action News starts now.
Good morning. It's 5 a.m. A live look at Kansas City this morning. Yeah, it looks like that everywhere this morning. Definitely slick on the roads. Make sure to give yourself some extra time. Be careful on your morning commute, but that may not include a trip to school. A lot of schools canceled for today because of this winter weather.
And good morning, everyone. I'm Cynthia Newsome in for Lindsay Shively.
And I'm Taylor Himness. Welcome to 41 Action News today. We're glad you're with us on this snowy morning. A heads up for parents, as we were talking about, more than 100 school closings or delays today. If you want to know if your child's district is delayed or canceled, watch the bottom of your screen. We've got that crawling all morning, or you can visit our website, kshb.com, for a full list of everything that has been either canceled or delayed today.
It was a slick drive to work this morning.
Sure.
Some roads have been plowed, but it's still slick out there and
Absolutely.
dangerous.
Ice and snow in a lot of spots.
Yeah. So let's check in with Lindsay Anderson right now for a look at your forecast. Lindsay.
Yeah, and a lot of the roads are still covered out there, so
Yeah.
it's really tough to see the different lanes, the paint on the roads. This will be a big problem as you drive in. You want to reduce your speeds, give yourself plenty of space from the car in front of you this morning, because this will be a big problem really throughout the rest of the day as our treatments. I know crews are working really tough to put those treatments on the roads, but our air temperatures are just so cold that it doesn't make them as effective out there. So as we look live on our KB Complete Skyview Network Corporate Woods, we can see some pavement in the distance, but maybe only one lane is cleared on our interstates. So we've got their snow tracking to the north. No more precipitation for us today. We're just now dealing with those hazardous conditions, getting into work safely. This morning, hazardous roads by noon, and come your evening commute, they're still going to be slick out there. Might notice some improvements thanks to some sunshine that'll peek through the clouds later this afternoon. But here are those temperatures not helping matters at all. 19 downtown, 20 in Pleasanton, 15 St. Joseph, and we're currently sitting at 21 degrees in Warrensburg. Through the day today, clouds will clear. Those sunshine will come right out later in the day, but those wind chills remain in the lower teens. So we're in for another winter-like day today. Let's check in now with J.D. Good coming in early this morning. How are the roads right now where you're looking? Any issues?
Yes, so far no major issues out there, but look at this roadway. This is at 50 Highway. This is in Lee's Summit, and you can see just the two little marks from all the traffic going through here. Everything else covered with snow and ice, and this is kind of what we're seeing out there this morning is a mixed bag. You have ice in snow-covered roads. You also have some slushy roads as well. We saw some of that coming in on Shawnee Mission Parkway today. Taking a look into the downtown loop, looks like the roads are clear of that snow, but definitely some shine out there. We had a stalled semi that is blocking a right lane of eastbound I-70 just before you get to 11th Street. It looks like they're helping that semi out. You can't quite see them in the picture right here, but still that right lane is blocked. So some icy pavement. We did just have a report of one crash. This is up in the Northland, northbound I-29 at Tiffany Springs Parkway. But as you can see, this should be all green out there this morning at 5 a.m. and it is not. So we have lots of slow traffic out there for sure for your morning commute.
All right, Jay, thank you so much. We want to give you another perspective at what's happening out there on the roads this morning.
Yeah, before you head out, we're going to show you this photo that we're going to be taking all morning. We've got cameras across the metro. Let's turn to 41 Action News reporter Charlie Keegan this morning. He's in Storm Tracker with a look at the roads. Charlie, we were talking about before you left how slick some of these spots are. What are you seeing where you are?
Yeah, we're still seeing some snow on the roadways here. It looks like they've been plowed, but maybe not down to the pavement quite yet. Let me switch camera views from our storm tracker here as we go across the Broadway Bridge, heading northbound over the Missouri River, leaving downtown and heading into the Northland. Look at the bridge here. You can see that some of the, there's still some snow here on the lane that we're working on, and then a little bit of pavement over to the left. So it's a little bit of hit or miss as we kind of been driving around early this morning. But that's the key word. It is early, and crews have been working overnight in these areas trying to, make sure that they're paving and plowing the roads, and so they're still working overnight and they're still getting to areas, so it'll be a little bit of a process before they can get everything down to the pavement. But so far they are working to get the roads suitable for driving, and we haven't been slipping or sliding too much. Of course, we're taking it nice and easy on our drive here this morning, One issue that I know KDOT was nervous about was that the temperatures might be too low for their ice melts to really be effective. They were worried that they might not be able to put down enough ice melt to really melt everything and get down to that pavement. And that was a particular worry for bridges and overpasses. So they wanted to warn drivers to definitely be prepared as you approach those bridges. Reporting live, I'm Charlie Keegan, 41 Action News Today.
All right, Charlie, thank you.
Storm Tracker on 41 Action News is sponsored by Gladstone Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Of course, as you may already know this morning, it's not just the highways that Charlie's covering, but those neighborhood streets, snow-covered and icy this morning, and those are the last things to get plowed.
Yeah, it's really bad. 41 Action News reporter Ray Daniel is live near Cleveland and East 72nd Street. What are you seeing there, Ray?
Well, Taylor and Cynthia, this is what you're going to see across the metro. You know, a lot of these side streets are covered with snow, but as we walk this way, you can see that this primary road is pretty clear for the most part. And we spoke with a snowplow driver earlier this morning, and he mentioned that that is their main concern right now, getting those primary roads treated just to make sure folks are able to get to where they need to go today, and then they will handle and tackle these side streets. So as you all are heading to work, heading to school, wherever you may go this morning, just be sure to give yourself some extra time, because as a lot of these primary roads have been treated, these side roads still have a lot of snow, as you can see, still packed on them. And then if you're also getting into your car, you're going to need that ice scraper as well. There's going to be that ice, that layer of ice that's going to be underneath that snow. And specifically, we're in this area because there's been a few power outages. We actually saw a KCP&L truck driver driving around just monitoring the different power outages that we have in this area. So again, that's what we're seeing, and just want folks to be aware of that. If they're on these side streets, be sure to take your time and not rush anything. Live in Kansas City, Ray Daniel, 41 Action News Today.
All right, Ray, thank you very much. Right now, that snow impacting flights leaving KCI as well. There are already a few cancellations and delays. You see one there to Dallas Love Field canceled, another to Detroit that's canceled this morning. This is from Fly KCI. Fly KC. We'll be sure to keep you posted on flight statuses throughout the morning and make sure you know about all those changes.
Now, for more information on road conditions or changes in the weather, all you have to do is download our free 41 Action News app. You can get all that information no matter where you are at any time when it happens. Well, this morning, one man is recovering after a shootout involving Kansas City police.
Up next, we'll tell you why police say they were forced to fire on that suspect. And we are now into day 33 of the partial federal government shutdown. Ahead, does an upcoming vote have any chance of getting the government back open soon? You're watching 41 Action News. Clear, complete coverage.
Here's your Buick, sir.
Actually, that's my Buick.
How are we gonna fit in your mom's Buick?
Easy.
I like that new Buick.
Me too.
I was actually talking about that Buick.
I knew that.
Did you?
Buick's fresh new lineup is full of surprises. Now pay no interest for 72 months on most 2019 Buick Encore models. Plus, get just over $1,000 down payment assistance when you finance through GM Financial. Or get $4,250 purchase allowance on most 2019 Encores.
Right now, save 11% on everything at Menards. It's the perfect time for a kitchen update. Explore all the beautiful cabinets on display and find the style that's right for your home, knowing you can save 11% on all of it. Complement your cabinets with new Riverstone quartz countertop. Complete the project with the perfect faucet, backsplash, and floor for your new kitchen. And save 11% on everything. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
So you've been thinking about a new F-150? Well, start your engines. Today, Olathe Ford Lincoln gives you 0% for up to 66 months on new 2018 Ford F-150s, plus $2,500 in manufacturers and finance rebates. Come on over and visit the affordable side of Kansas City at Olathe Ford Lincoln. I-35 in Santa Fe. Online at OlatheFord.com, home of market value pricing and home of the world's happiest customers.
What if that wall wasn't there? What if the shower were a little bigger? What if we had a deck to enjoy that view? What if we hosted the dinner this year? Winston Brown Remodeling turns what if into why did we wait so long? Call Winston Brown to create your dream space.
What? You don't wear makeup to work? New Lash Blast Active Mascara won't break a sweat no matter what you do. From CoverGirl.
The recent winter storm left Olathe Toyota way behind. Through Sunday, Camry, Highlander, Tacoma, Tundra sell-off.
I told my managers don't pass on any deal.
70 Camrys from $289 a month. 80 Highlanders from just $319 a month. 120 Tacomas and Tundras. Tundras from $229 a month.
And get a lifetime warranty.
460 new Toyotas, all up to $5,900 off. Get 0 for 60 or buy today. No payments till April. At the winter storm savings through Sunday.
I-35 in Santa Fe. Olathe Toyota.
Weather on 41 Action News is sponsored by KB Complete Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electrical.
There's an investigation into a fire that destroyed the Steak-'em Take-'em restaurant overnight at the 8800 block of Blue Ridge Boulevard in South Kansas City. When crews got to that scene, the building had collapsed. There are no reports of any injuries, but the cause is still under investigation.
One man is recovering after a shootout with Kansas City police officer. It started during a traffic stop.
2 officers tried pulling over that man for a traffic violation near 34th and Brooklyn. The suspect drove away. He wrecked his car a couple of blocks away, got out and began shooting at police. The officers fired back and hit the man in the ankle.
We just know that he definitely had a gun and he wanted to kill a police officer. With so many guns out on the streets, nothing's routine anymore.
Police still don't know why the man ran away or fired at the officers. No officers were hurt in that shooting.
Well, the Kansas City Chiefs are looking to improve their defense next season with a new defensive coordinator. The team fired Bob Sutton yesterday after being the defense coordinator for 6 years. The Chiefs defense ranked in the bottom of the league in several categories in 2018. Now, Chiefs head coach Andy Reid said this was not an easy decision, but one he said that I feel is in the best interest of the Kansas City Chiefs moving forward.
So who's next for that spot? Candidate choices might be slim, but there is an early short list, we're told. Mike Smith, a former head coach, and Al Harris are potential in-house replacements. Candidates outside the Chiefs organization include the former Rams coach Steve Spagnuolo and current ESPN commentator and former Bills and Jets head coach Rex Ryan.
All right, just about 5:12 now, and it's very important to add in at least double the amount of time for your morning routine and for your commute getting into work today. We're still finding ice and snow-covered roads out there. We've got a red light for your morning commute, which might mean staying home is your best option for today. Temperatures are extremely cold as well. We'll break down where we go from here this afternoon coming up.
There's a lot to smile about in every Volkswagen. Right now, you can lease a value-packed 2019 Jetta S for just $159 a month. Now with the People First warranty.
Good things don't come easy. You can't cut corners. You can't fake results. To be truly good at something takes work. They say it takes 10,000 hours to master your craft. We've been doing it for 30 years. Baking bread fresh. Slicing meat by hand. Not because it's easy, but because good things happen when you work at them every single day. Until one day you look up and you'll think, man, that's good.
You ready? It's game time. Get big deals on big screens at Nebraska Furniture Mart. Save 30% off qualifying HD TVs 65-inch and larger, like this 65-inch Samsung for $14.97. Save 30% off suggested retail. Score installation discounts. Score free delivery. And 10% off select mounts and screens. Plus 30-month financing on qualifying TVs and projectors. Choose from our huge display of HD TVs. Even order online with immediate in-store pickup. It's game time. Shop Nebraska Furniture Mart.
For the 4th year in a row, Honda is U.S. News and World Report's best brand of SUVs. With an all-star lineup that includes the redesigned HR-V, the award-winning Honda Pilot, and the best-selling crossover in Kansas City, the American-built Honda CR-V. And right now, well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% APR financing on CR-V and HR-V, or 0.9% APR financing on Pilot. For details, visit kchondadealers.com today.
With the Capital One Venture Card, you'll earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day, not just airline purchases. Think about all the double miles you could be earning.
Holy moly, that's a lot of miles! Shh.
What's
What's in your wallet?
There's a lot to smile about in every Volkswagen. Right now, you can lease a value-packed 2019 Tiguan S for just $199 a month. Now with the People First warranty.
All right, the time right now is 5:15. It is 15 degrees. We are dealing with ice and snow on the roads this morning. If you're just waking up, there are a lot of school closings and delays. Kansas City, Kansas Public Schools, Lee Summit Schools, and other districts are closed for the day. For a full list of closings and delayed start times, head to our website, kshb.com.
Now, here's Kansas City's most accurate forecast from meteorologist Lindsay Anderson.
And new school closings keep coming in by the minute, so just be sure you stay updated right here and, of course, on our website, kshb.com. Snow plows out clearing the roads, which is certainly helping a little bit, but those temperatures right now not helping the treatment, the ice and snow treatment that is left on the roads, because it is down into the teens out there. It's not as effective for our treatment. So because of that, you want to allow at least double the amount of time it takes you to get into work on a normal day. You want to leave the house early and avoid rushing. Today, we don't want the nerves to kick in, getting into work on time. Slow down, be cautious of your speed while you're driving out there. That speed limit sign does not play a factor in your driving to today. Drive at that speed that you feel the safest at. And be prepared for those slick conditions all morning long due to the partially and mostly covered roads out there. We had a long period of freezing rain, then sleet, which left a layer of ice, and then snowpack on top of that. So that has led to some very tough conditions for road crews to treat and clear in time for your morning commute. If we look at our satellite and radar composite over the last 12 hours, this had a lot of moisture with it. Nearly 1 to 2 inches of snow fell last night around Kansas City. Higher amounts, 3 to 4 inches in northern Missouri and central Missouri. But that system is now lifted to the northeast, and we are discussing some clearing skies now here in Kansas City. However, those impacts will remain for your drive in. Here's another look outside along I-70 near the stadiums. We can see some tire tracks helping to clear the roads, but that's it. I mean, we are discussing some of those icy roads out there for all of those interstates even, and especially your side streets and neighborhood roads. We're at 15 degrees at KCI, and with the northwest wind just under 10 miles per hour, it makes it feel like 3 degrees. Our wind chills are just brutal to start off this Wednesday. 21, not much of a wind there in Richmond. However, Chillicothe, it feels like 8 degrees. 9 degrees is what it feels like downtown, and 3 will greet you out the door in Lawrence. So for your morning drive, if you could wait till later this afternoon, or if you could take the day off from work, that looks to be your best bet, as these conditions will become extremely hazardous in the morning. Afternoon and evening, we do have the caution light out there due to more icy roads, but the sunshine might help that treatment out there on the roadways. Come your evening, icy untreated surfaces will cause a problem again as our temperatures will stay below freezing. We're at 26 for that high today. We will notice increasing sunshine, but our wind chills in the afternoon will remain in the middle teens. So just be prepared for a very cold day today and at least a cold week ahead. Another cold front will move through tomorrow, so our temperatures will drop fast Thursday afternoon. We've got a low of 5 degrees on Friday, and then an isolated chance for a few flurries on that 7-day forecast Friday night into Saturday.
At the live desk this morning, we're tracking some temperatures on the roadways and some couple of maps that can really help you as you head out on the roads this morning. I want to show you the storm watch map. It gives us a good feel for the temperatures of the road. Yesterday, they were in the 30s and 40s. Today, 69 highway, 21 degrees, 35 south and north, 23 degrees. So not just below freezing, but well below freezing, which is a problem since all the rain switched over to snow and they're trying to clear it. So they're hovering right around the 20-degree mark, some a little bit more, some a little bit less, something that you need to keep in mind. Also want to show you this. This is the map for Kansas City, the plow map. Yellow means they've done it in the last 8 hours, but that doesn't mean much considering most of this moved in, as Lindsay said, in that time frame. So they're still trying to work on it. Some are blue or even red that haven't been done yet. So as you headed out this morning, a couple good maps to check before you go to let you know what your streets look like outside. Guys?
Richard, thank you. Take another look at flights at KCI this morning. So far, only those early morning flights we mentioned earlier have been affected by the weather. We'll keep you updated, though, on those flight statuses as they possibly change as the morning continues. Winter weather in Fort Wayne, Indiana caused some injuries for travelers, too. Officials say a Delta flight hit some ice while the plane was taxiing for departure. I know it's dark video there, but officials say the aircraft ended up in a snowbank and stayed on the pavement. No one was hurt, thankfully. And while we're dealing with some snow on the ground right now, debris from the last snowstorm is still out there for a lot of people.
Yeah, some cities offer curbside pickup, others do not, causing some people to deal with it on their own. Overland Park does not do curbside pickup. Some neighborhoods are taking things into their own hands, including creating a makeshift business.
We didn't expect much, but we started getting calls, texts, emails, all kinds of things.
They're just happy that we're doing it, you know. We're usually pretty reasonable, so they love it.
While Overland Park does not do pickups, they do have 2 drop-off locations. One is in the north part of town, the other is in South Overland Park.
If you live in Kansas City, you can still get help with broken tree limbs like those. The city initiated a special curbside pickup to get those fallen branches. All you have to do is contact the 311 center to submit your address for that. The deadline, by the way, tomorrow at 7 p.m.
To find out if your city has curbside pickup and to get the locations of drop-off sites, just go to our website, kshb.com. We have a list of cities in Kansas and in Missouri.
521 this morning, the plan to prohibit transgender people from serving in the military is moving forward. The Supreme Court allowed President Trump's partial ban yesterday. The policy states that military members must serve in their biological sex. That means gender transitioning while serving would not be allowed. We spoke to one local transgender veteran who says the medical costs would have a small impact on the military.
I had some very, very conservative folks that I work with. That's the way the military is. And they were, as long as, you know, I could do my job, that's all that they really cared about. Every American who is qualified to serve and wants to serve should be able to serve.
It is not clear when that change will officially go into effect.
It is day 33 of the partial U.S. government shutdown, and tomorrow the U.S. Senate will take a vote to end it.
The hope for the shutdown to end comes as federal workers prepare to miss another paycheck. NBC's Tracy Potts has more on the shutdown from Washington this morning.
2 plans, 2 votes, and no solution.
This is nothing for anybody to be proud of.
Tomorrow, for the first time since the shutdown, the Senate votes to end it. Republicans will pitch the president's plan, temporary protection for 1 million immigrants if he gets money to build a border wall.
Why are Democrats not supporting the president's proposal?
Because they have their own. Reopen government for 2 weeks, then negotiate border security. Without support from the other side, both plans are expected to fail.
People are saying, isn't there a way out of this mess?
Right now, there's just finger pointing.
It's Nancy Pelosi. The Speaker's position seems to be that she demands the unconditional surrender of the president on every position involving the shutdown. That's unreasonable. It's illogical. It's irrational.
You cannot have the president every time he has an objection to say, I'll shut down government until you come to my way of thinking.
The FBI says the shutdown is making America less safe.
The failure to fund the FBI is making it more difficult for us to do our jobs, to protect the people of our country from criminals and terrorists.
We appreciate all of your help.
Food banks feeding furloughed workers, now a daily symbol of Washington's dysfunction. Now, on the other side of Capitol Hill, the House is also planning some votes this week, but nothing expected to break the stalemate. Tracy Potts, NBC News, Washington.
Well, thousands of people just got their food stamp funds for February, but that could be their last food stamps until the government reopens.
More than 700,000 people in Missouri and more than 200,000 in Kansas have to stretch their benefits through March. Bishop Sullivan Center's food pantry is getting dozens of calls for assistance, and some of those callers are furloughed federal workers.
We understand that SNAP is a critical help for families in need, and when you take away something that's so critical for people, we understand that need's going to go up.
Bishop Sullivan Center managers and other food pantries across Kansas City said clients can get help at their food pantries once a month.
Looking ahead, tomorrow, streetcar leaders are holding a public meeting. They want to answer all your questions about that possible expansion to the riverfront. The meeting will look at how the streetcar's route would affect bus routes. It could also impact bicycle and pedestrian connections. The expansion also lost a $25 million grant last month. Leaders already looking into other funding options for that plan. Again, that meeting tomorrow at the Union Berkeley Riverfront. You can go anytime between 4:30 and 6:30. The meeting space is in the Western Entrance Leasing Center. And of course, the big story this morning, the weather. When schools are canceling classes the night before, that gives you an indication of just how bad it is out there this morning.
So much moisture. First came down as freezing rain or regular rain. Freezing rain, sleet, then snow. We had all the precipitation types move around the region. So we've got a layer of ice on top of some snowpack out there. And it makes it very difficult to clear, to treat, and the cold weather not helping matters either. I mean, we are down into the teens today. So for your drive into work, if you have to go into work today, which I completely understand. We understand that you have to get in. You will want to add at least double the amount of time that it normally takes you to get into work. I would reduce your speed, certainly give yourself plenty of room from the car in front of you. It's going to take a long time to stop. I know we had some problems with that getting into work this morning. The traction, just not there. I mean, when you can't see the pavement, you know you'll slide all over the place on the road. So we do have a red light out there because of those covered conditions. But look what happens in the afternoon. We will notice those clouds slowly clearing.
Good.
So thank goodness for some sunshine. That will help the treatment that the crews are working so hard to put down on the roads this morning. It will help later in the afternoon. Of course, can't rule out some of those slick spots really later on today, but the sunshine should help those main thoroughfares.
Okay, good. We'll
Even in situations where the roads have been plowed, it is still slick out there, so you got to be careful.
I mean, you heard from Richard, those road temperatures 20s, teens, so it's a tough one out there.
All right.
And we are continuing to check on road conditions this morning. Crews are out there plowing and treating the roads.
41 Action News reporter Charlie Keegan and Ray Daniel also out looking at the snow this morning. They'll be back for more updates live on what the roads are like in the neighborhoods and on the highways. Jade?
And in the traffic department, we have 4 crashes working right now, 2 in Kansas City, Missouri, 1 in KCK, and 1 in Overland Park. So we'll go through all of that coming up next on 41 Action News.
This morning, we have the scoop on some shows you'll definitely be hearing about soon.
For example, Amy Poehler and Natasha Lyonne here to tell us about their dark new comedy, Russian Doll.
Plus, Andrew Reynolds explains how he's making the worst day on Wall Street funny in his new show, Black Monday.
Then we'll go behind the scenes with the stunt woman who helps pull off the high-flying action of that hit show Glow.
And some inspiration from a man who's battled obesity for his entire life, the lessons he's learned. That's all coming up during the 3rd hour of Today.
Weather on 41 Action News is sponsored by Gladstone Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.